So the question is, what we do with the dog. I would recommend keeping them in intensive care until they reach day 5.
Coonhound paralysis usually progresses for 4 or 5 days before the dog's body begins to heal itself. So Eric will keep Rosie on supportive care in the ICU.
Most of the time, we can get those animals through that period of time. We know that they're going to start improving pretty much after that.
The next 5 days will determine if Rosie can recover.
Good boy. Yeah.
Back in ICU, Dr. Kevin Drygas is struggling to make a decision about Duke, the boxer puppy who's been vomiting for a week. Kevin thinks Duke's stomach is obstructed, but radiographs were inconclusive. So now Kevin must make a tough decision about whether to send Duke to surgery.
It's these type of cases where you can do too much thinking and you can think yourself right out of the diagnosis. But when the case is in your hands, you want to be absolutely sure that you're not missing something else and potentially put the owner and the dog through a lot of needless surgery, money, and everything else. Duke Valdez. There he is. Yeah, big massive super glue is what my bet is.
Kevin calls the hospital's radiologist, Dr. Dan Steinheimer, for advice. And then makes his decision.
We're gonna cut it. That's what I say.
Kevin believes Duke has an obstruction in his stomach. He wants to send the dog to surgery.
Cut it.
I can see it in his eyes where he thinks twice about it. At the same time, at some point you have to let go. And that's what I wanted Kevin to experience.
We're going. Right now, walking the plank with this case, and no really good opportunity to turn back. Everything's full steam. So in about 15 minutes, we'll be in surgery, cutting open the stomach, and the day of judgment will be upon us.
Don't be scared. I've done this before.
We're going to need some 2-OPS 3 packages.
In surgery, Dr. Kevin Drygas and Dr. Rainier Coe are operating on Duke, an 11-month-old boxer who's been vomiting after eating glue a week ago.
They're probably going to find the glue in there. I don't want that, but as long as they find it and take it out, that's whatever it is. I just want him to go home with me. That's all I really want.
This case has been on my mind since Friday when I first saw it.
Dr. Drygas believes Duke has a foreign body in his stomach, but his x-rays were inconclusive.
My absolute biggest fear is that we cut open a stomach that's empty and normal. And then we've taken the dog to surgery and he didn't have to go. That'd be a big disappointment.
The dilemma with diagnosing a foreign body is that there are a lot of lookalikes, if you will. Gastroenteritis or pancreatitis. This is veterinary medicine, and there are no guarantees. There's no 100% I am certain of this.
There's a lot on the line, I think. The dog's health, the owner's money, my ability to diagnose a case and treat an animal.
But once Dr. Coe exposes the stomach, all of Kevin's doubts disappear.
You can feel that there is some very firm mass in here, so I can move it.
Sweet.
Just call it dragon.
When you reach into the abdomen and wow, there's this huge something inside of the stomach, all the worries, all the second guessing, all of the what ifs or maybes leave immediately. And then everything you've done to get to that point and everything you're doing at that instant becomes perfect. Now you know you're going to really help this dog.
Kevin's diagnosis was exactly right. Duke has a massive foreign body obstructing his stomach.
I'm so excited to see what this thing is. I know it's just going to be a mass of glue. What we found in Duke's stomach was about a softball-sized mass of this crazy glue that he'd gotten into a week ago. During the barium study, we didn't see the ball of glue because it basically acted like a sponge. This ball of glue actually absorbed all the barium, and so it just looked like his stomach was full and not necessarily did it have a foreign body.
Kevin will draw enormously from this. His gut instinct told him one thing, and he listened to it, and he was right. Bottom line is, Kevin made the right call, and I'm proud of him.
I'm just about to wrap up here for the day, and I'm going to go home and just reflect and just kind of savor the moment. Really just try to soak it all in. It's not the last perplexing, complicated, questionable case that I'm going to get to see. But in this second, right now, today, this case, there's absolutely nothing I would change about it. And so I'm going to go home and just relax. It's going to be a good night.
Good girl.
After 5 days in the ICU, Rosie, a chow mix suffering from coonhound paralysis, is beginning to regain feeling in her legs.
So it's been 5 days now since Rosie presented, and I think she's reached that hump now where we can comfortably say that she's going to continue to improve and send her home for some TLC. These guys usually do pretty well. It's just supportive care and getting them over this. In some of these cases, it can take several weeks before they start to get some of their function back. It's just a matter of time and keeping them comfortable.
Eric believes Rosie will be more comfortable and recover better at home. Hopefully she'll heal enough to regain use of her legs. The internship at Alameda East is a difficult job that requires lots of long hours. So tonight, as a reward for all their hard work, the young doctors are going to get a special night out on the town, care of Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald.
How are you? Look how nice you look. Look how nice you look. I'm so glad you came, because we have to blow off some steam once in a while.
Tonight, we all got the night off from work, and we are downtown Denver, Colorado, to enjoy a little bit of comedy from Dr. Fitzgerald.
We don't have much of an opportunity to spend time together, the six of us, so it's always fun when we get out of the hospital and spend time together.
This next comic tonight is a very, very good friend of mine. A lot of you also know him. He's probably taking care of some of your dogs and cats. Give it up for Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald.
Let me look at you. Anybody on their first date? How about a last date? Guess only one of you would know. Well, tonight was just kind of the family that plays together, you know, stays together. And they work hard. They work hard. I mean, you know, I know. So you need to blow off some steam, and tonight they got to go downtown, be with their significant others, you know, if they could, and laughing, you know. And so I think that's the best.
Hey, Susan, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Come on in.
Hey, Rosie.
Over a month after being treated for coonhound paralysis, Rosie is home and has made a full recovery.
She looks great. Here she is, just, you know, blowing us all away, just running around here. Just back like she used to be. And it's great to, you know, be part of that.
It's a lot better than the last time I saw you, huh?
After about 3 weeks, we could see definite progress. She's, I think, fully recovered.
This is a really rare disease. We don't see it that often. It was a good learning experience, kind of getting through things and seeing her. It's awesome to see her out here running around like crazy now.
Good boy.
Back at the hospital, Duke, the 11-month-old boxer who had a softball-sized massive glue surgically removed from his belly, is recovering well and is healthy enough to go home.
Duke's fine, and we got a lot of good years ahead of us. He's only almost a year, so I'm really excited for all the other years to come, so it was totally worth it. Hi! Oh.
Basically, what we did was made an incision in the stomach and then pulled out the big ball of glue. Very rewarding to know that we basically cured the dog, you know. That was the problem. We went to surgery, found the answer, removed the problem, and hopefully the dog's going to do great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Bye, Duke. Yeah.
Can you go home, Duke?
During your internship, which is such a grand experience, you can always look back on it. You can always remember certain cases where you felt like you really had a coming of age. And this is going to be one of them for Kevin. He made the right call. He'll gain an enormous amount of confidence and responsibility from that. Am I proud of him? Absolutely.
I've suggested before that the internship is a journey. We're more or less halfway there.
I think that they've grown, they've developed. They have seen more in 6 months than many people see in 10 years. And so all of a sudden we're going to expect more of them and start to hold their feet to the proverbial fire a little more maybe than we have in the past.
We came through those doors being scared, naive, and so unsure of ourselves. And a lot of that has changed. We still have a lot more to learn, but we now feel a little bit better about what's going to come through the door and a little bit more confident about being able to handle it.
The first 6 months of this internship has really built my confidence. I expected to learn a lot, which I have, and I expected to be challenged, and I'm still being challenged.
I'm very excited for the next 6 months, all the new challenges, and with 6 months under my belt, I feel even more prepared to deal with whatever comes through the door and just build on the experience that we've had so far.